Hello and welcome to this pre-camp video for Camp Tracy for 2024. This video is going to cover a few things just to get you prepared for camp and some other information to get you ready just so that way you are well prepared for camp this summer. Just a quick introduction. My name is Tyler Daly. I am the camp director at Camp Tracy. This will be my third summer there. I've worked at other camps prior before. I worked at Camp 5, Camp Bartlett, Camp New Fork recently in 2019 at Camp New Fork in the Wind River Mountain Range, and I'm here at Camp Tracy for another fun-filled adventure. So I've worked at camp for over 9 summers, and I absolutely love it. I'm so thrilled to be back at Tracy again. Here's my contact information. If you ever need help with anything, registration, any information about the program, please contact me. I'm glad to help and answer any questions you may have. Here's also the website that you can get all the information. That's kind of the main hub where everything is. So please go there where all the information is. You can also contact the council office. They are more than happy to help you as well for any information, especially with registration. So please, if you need any help, any questions, please reach out. We'll be glad to help you. First things first, please review the leader's guide. Everything that you need to know about camp is in this guide. It's on the website right there again. Has all the information, camp policies, everything you need to bring. Has also all the program information, to the program schedule, requirements for the scout groups. Everything you need to know is in this leader's guide. So please look it up. Please be sure to get the updated version. Sometimes we add updates between now and camp, so please make sure just to review it. We keep track of that and update as much as we can if there's any information we need to let you know about in that guide. So please look at that up. It's on the download section of the website. Just scroll down to the bottom, you'll find it. There's two for the day camps, for youth groups and the Cub Scout groups, and as well as the Webelos overnighters. So please look those over so that way you're prepared for camp. First things first, I want to go over a little bit about some registration stuff, because sometimes this is a little tricky when you're preparing and getting your registration together. Just first things first, you can adjust your numbers up online about 24 hours before the day that you are planning arriving camp. So if you come on the June 12th, you can adjust your numbers 24 hours before that. So you have lots of time to adjust your numbers. Be sure you get an accurate amount as possible. Just make sure you just double count and just make sure that you have all the youth that you are sure that are coming, that have confirmed and that will be coming. It's easier to add people than it is to subtract people. So please make sure your numbers are accurate just to prevent any overpayment. Do not pay for anyone ahead of time not confirmed attending. This just prevents overpayment. And then if they decide to show up the day of that you're planning on coming, we can add those when you arrive at camp. So don't feel stressed when you're like, oh, I have someone who just suddenly showed up and we need to get online and fortunately it's closed and you can't do that. Just relax. You can bring them to camp, just pay for them at camp. We're more than happy to do that at camp. Just one little thing is because of our facilities and just so the max rotation group size is about 30. Any groups that are larger than about 30 youth, we tend to split them up into smaller groups so that way they can get through all the rotations, get through all the activities, and everyone gets a chance to participate. Smaller groups that just come to camp that have small numbers, they will combine with another small group, so we could just get everybody well balanced out. Large groups just put a stress on the program, especially in a few areas where there's limited stations for an activity. So it just for your information, just know that a group size is about 30 is kind of our max limit. So, and if you have more than 30 on your registration, that's okay. We'll tend to split that up so that way so everyone can participate. So just so you're aware, to adjust your numbers when you go onto the website and go onto your registration. So you go to your registration, go to the login, go to your event, and go to the Camp Tracy event, and you're going to adjust your numbers right here in the spots number. There's another section where you can input youth. You don't need to do that unless you're a scout group and you want to put that on, add youth to your registration. You can do that. But for youth groups, for religious groups, you don't need to. We just need to worry about numbers. So just be sure to, when you get on there to adjust your numbers, please go to manage spots. This is where you will adjust your numbers. If the event is full and you need to add more and it won't let you, please contact the council office. They will take care of it for you. They will add some additional things, or you can wait till the day of camp and you can pay it right at camp. So just know that, just to get you prepared for that. And the other thing is to be sure to, when you make any adjustments or anything, please be sure to do the checkout. It just helps to save your information, the save your spots, your number of spots. So just be sure to hit checkout, whether that's the bottom or wherever it says to checkout, save those spots. So that way it saves onto your registration. Make sure also prior to camp, between now and camp, once you get a confirmed number, and usually this happens prior to camp, just like the weeks before, the months before, be sure to pay your balances prior to camp. It makes it easier, makes your check-in the check-in process a lot easier. We just double check and make sure everything's all good. Again, pay the full amount. Please pay either online, it's preferred, it's easier, and it's done and out of the way. Otherwise, you can pay at check-in if you're still fluctuating with your numbers and you just have a few people that kind of just showed up at the day of. You can pay at check-in. But like I said, please make sure your numbers are accurate. Do it online. Makes everything easier. And check-in process can go in a lot faster when you check in. The other thing is, if you're a little not tech savvy and have a hard time doing it on the website, you can go to the council office to make a payment or call the service desk. They are more than welcome to help you there prior to camp if you need that. Again, just make sure to be sure to hit checkout, save your registration, and so that way it updates on your registration form. So just be aware of that and just get you prepared for that. What to bring at camp? These are specifically for checking in. So when you're preparing for camp, make sure you just have everything ready. First things first is your receipt, registration. It's the invoices. It looks something like this. You can go to your registration, and then it says like a report. You can hit that, click that, save your invoice, save it down, print it. Bring that with you. I have the same copy. I just have having the two copies, make sure our records match. Sometimes you may adjust numbers and adjust things ahead. And if it so happens you adjust numbers the day of, please write that on your invoice, your registration, that registration. Then I can take that and I can make adjustments there while at the camp. Next thing are your health forms. The health forms, you can just scroll down to the bottom of the website in the download section. There's the health form. We just need A and B from every participant, which is whether it's youth or adults. We just need everybody's. This just helps to make sure that if anyone gets injured at camp, we have to send them to get some medical care. We have a health record, so that way the medical team there can provide the proper care to help with that. So those two things, be sure to make sure everyone in your group has those, just so that way we have those in case someone does get injured, because injuries do happen at camp. We do our best to prevent any injuries, but sometimes there's little cuts and bruises. We just want to make sure that we are providing the proper care. Last thing is to provide a group roster. You can do this by just typing your whole group's names, all the names in your group, and whether they're youth and adults, just a roster of who's here at camp. It's just a security thing, just to make sure that we know who's part of camp. And if you have a parent who's coming up that has to pick up their youth for soccer games or family activities, they need to find you really quick, they can come to check in, and we can be able to find your group a little easier. So that just helps us and just kind of deal with that. So those three things, your registration, your invoice, your health forms, everyone's health forms, and your group roster. So that way we know who's in camp. We have the health records and your registration's accurate, and we know you're here. Other things to bring is a sack lunch or dinner for everyone, whether you're coming for the daylight portion or the twilight portion. Just make sure everyone has a sack lunch or dinner. Make sure everyone has a water bottle, maybe more than one water bottle. We are in the elements. We are a shaded camp, but we still get a lot of sun symptoms from various things, from like heat stroke, heat exhaustion, those kind of things. So please make sure everyone has a water bottle, maybe another one, just to be sure that everyone is hydrated at camp. Sunscreen and hat are always good. Like I said, we're still in the elements. There is shade at camp. We have lots of trees, but still, you're in the elements. You still can get some sun symptoms. Money for the trading post is one of the stations is a trading post where you can buy knickknacks, some goodies, snack, anything you need to do to refuel, whatever, to get you ready for the rest of the day to take home for some memorabilia from camp. It's a lot of cool, fun trinkets and things. So just remember that. And then in case of inclement weather, please make sure everyone has a jacket or rain gear just in case the weather goes south on us. There happens sometimes weather does change at camp, so please be sure to make sure everyone is prepared for the elements of the weather. There are picnic areas around camp when you have your lunches or your dinners. They're near each activity station. They're just all over camp. There's larger picnic areas located near the parking lot at Gate 3 and at the climbing wall areas. So if you have a large group, you want to utilize some of those bigger picnic areas where there's lots more tables for your group, go to those locations. Um, there, another suggestion is to please bring a wagon or a cart to transport your meal coolers or anything you need to just haul to your picnic areas. That could be your kind of your home base while at camp. Um, it's just very, very easy because some of those picnic areas are away from the parking lots. So just bring a wagon or cart. You can park those at your lunch tables, and then you can come back to those at mealtime. If you need assistance and you didn't bring a cart or wagon for some sorts and you need some help carrying your coolers, please let us know. We have a vehicle in camp that can haul some things to your picnic areas that you choose from. So if you need any of that assistance, please let us know. Again, when you're visiting the camp website, clearly scroll down to the bottom till you get to the download section. Looks something like this. It has all of the leaders guides information there. It has a kind of camp map, so that way you know, get an idea of what the camp looks like. It's locations where everything is. Has your medical forms that you can download, so everyone can start filling out those information and other resources to help get you ready, including step-by-step instructions how to adjust your numbers on the website for your registration. So please scroll down to the bottom. That'll help you get ready for camp. Directions to Camp Tracy. If this is your first time coming to Camp Tracy, if you have no clue where Camp Tracy is, well, have no fear. Camp Tracy is near Salt Lake City. More specifically, it's on the east side of Mill Creek. You actually take the belt route of I-215 going east till you get up to Wasatch Boulevard, and you go up to Mill Creek Canyon. So best exit is just best information to help you. Take exit 4. That helps you get off to there. Go east to the Wasatch Boulevard. You're gonna go north for a little bit, which is the next. You're gonna go Wasatch Boulevard. You go to the light. Go to the next light, which should be 3800 South Mill Creek Canyon Road. You'll turn right there, and you'll keep going up the canyon until you get to Camp Tracy. So this is a little map. You can put this in your Google Maps, Apple Maps. It should get you the right address. It should help you get to there in one piece. So that's just a little information just to help you to know where Camp Tracy is in case you get lost. Just an approximate time from certain locations, it's about 15 minutes from Ogden, Twilla, or Provo. So please plan your travel accordingly. Whether you're in the morning hours and the afternoon hours, just know that there will be traffic sometimes. So please plan accordingly so that way you get to camp early enough so that you can check in, and that way you can participate in all the activities. So just know that. When you're coming up the canyon, you'll pass a fee booth or a canyon booth. This is part of a program with the Salt Lake County and the Forest Service, and so it's a very well recreated canyon where a lot of people go up the canyon, do hiking, a lot of other recreations things. So just know that when you're going up the canyon, you're going to pass that. Fees are paid when you leave the canyon. So when you're coming out of the canyon, when you leave camp at the end of your day, um, just know that you will be coming back. When you leave at checkout, you'll receive a canyon voucher, which is just a little card that will let you out of the canyon for free. We have a program with this, so that way so that people who come to Camp Tracy can leave freely from the canyon. So please come grab a canyon voucher. You'll get one per vehicle, so please make sure you not take a number count of how many vehicles are you bringing up to camp, so that way you can get the right amount of vouchers for those vehicles. If you do forget to grab a voucher, or forgot to grab a voucher, the canyon fee is $5. You have to pay that fee if you forget a voucher, and they only accept card. So please know that you cannot say, "Hey, I was part of Camp Tracy." They will say, "Where's your voucher?" If you do not have a voucher, sorry, you have to pay the $5. So just so you're aware, you do have to pay the $5. If you're bringing people up, if you have a parent that's bringing a group up but is not staying the entire time at camp, please be sure when you come check in that just let us know that there's someone that brought people up but is leaving and they'll be coming back later today. We'll give them a canyon voucher so they can get out of the canyon. So please be sure that you know that information, because if you forget a voucher, you have to pay the $5, just so you know. When you cut up the canyon and you're arriving at camp, you're going to start seeing gate numbers. You'll see gate 1, gate 2, gate 3, etc. as you're coming up the canyon, as you're winding up, till you start seeing about gate 3, 4, and 5. You will park at gate 5. Gate 5 is our main parking area you will be parking at. If that parking lot does get full, there is overflow parking on the west end of camp at gate 3. So that gate 3 is our bigger lot. It's a little easier for vehicles with low ground clearance. If you have low ground clearance vehicles, it's more of a recommended parking lot to park at, because gate 5 has a little bit of a ramp to get in the parking lot, but every vehicle gets in and out of gate 5 pretty well. Sometimes if you have a little sedan car, it can get out of that lip. It gets a little difficult. But just so you know, gate 5 is a main lot. Overflow parking is at gate 3. You can park there if you don't feel like going clear up to gate 5, and you can go up from the west side up to the main area. If you have any individuals that are handicapped, disabled, if they have that tag in there, or if you have any individuals that are elderly individuals that are with your group that just have a hard time getting around camp, there's reserved parking for them at gate 4, which is our staff lot. So if you have any individuals that need that specialized parking, please go to gate 4, and the staff member there will let you in. So just so you're aware of that. When you check in, you're going to turn on those forms that I talked about earlier. You'll get your group wristbands so that we know you're part of camp, and there will be gathering games with the staff before the flag ceremony and everything, just to get you guys pumped up for camp. This is the program schedule. You're going to get a copy of this at camp, but it's also in the leader's guide. This is specifically for the day camp. If you're for the Webelos overnighters or the Webelos schedules, those schedules are slightly adjusted, but very similar. We do a rotation schedule, so you go through all the rotations. Your group will be assigned to one of these specific groups, so you might be assigned the trekkers for the day, and so you'll go through that rotation. You'll get assigned a group at camp if you have a certain recommendation. You're more than welcome to, but you will get assigned one at camp when you arrive at check-in. If you look at the schedule, check-in, if you're coming for the daylight portion, which is the morning session, check-in begins at 7:50 and it goes to 8:30. So please arrive before 8:30 and get checked in before 8:30, because at 8:30 our program starts with our opening flag ceremony. You'll go through the rotations. After the flag ceremony, you go through all the rotations. You have your lunch, your meal break, and then finish the last of the rotations, and then we'll have our closing flag ceremony at the end of the day. So, and then after that, you guys will be excused to head home and enjoy the rest of your day. If you're coming for the twilight camp, schedule is very similar, except we start check-in at 3 o'clock and it'll go to 3:30. So that way my staff has an opportunity to continue to get that rest between sessions as needed. And then again, just follow the schedule, flag ceremony, the rotations, your meal in the middle of the day, the last few rotations, and then closing flag ceremony, and then check out and you head for home. So review the leader's guide for the specific schedule you'll be looking at. Just so you know, that's just kind of where the rotations are. You'll get to rotate through all the rotations, have an opportunity to participate in all the activities. In case of inclement weather at camp, it does happen. We sometimes get some thunderstorms that come rolling through, and it does adjust our program a bit. Usually our waterfront gets closed first because if it's rain or anything like that, it's for the safety, just happens. So in case of inclement weather, our program will continue. We will switch to indoor activities within the lodge. Those stations that have a covering, such as our BB range and archery and training posts, those activities will continue to go. We'll continue to work on a rotation schedule. We'll switch to different activities. So instead of boating, you might be playing with our parachute. You will be playing different activities within the lodge or other sheltered things. So just know that in case of that happens, please plan accordingly for the weather. Please wear sturdy shoes, rain jackets, whatever you need. Um, I will try to update you as best as I can prior to camp of what the weather is going to look like. You'll get about a week before you arrive. You'll get an email from me saying, here's the weather for the week. Please plan accordingly. Please check prior to the day of, because sometimes I send it a week early and the forecast may change a little bit. So just know that I will try my best to make sure that you are well aware of what the weather is going to be. Leaders, you determine the safety of your participants at camp. If the weather becomes a little too crazy for you, and if you decide you need to leave, please check out. You're more welcome. And you can contact the council office and tell them your situation, what happened at camp. And if there's an opening another day that you wish to come back and finish the camp session, they will adjust those things for you. Other information about inclement weather, about this, is in the leader's guide. So please read that through. Just know that we will continue to provide a program, whether it's raining or not. We will continue to have fun and do the best we can. And like I said, if you need to leave and whether just you determine like, oh, I need to leave because of the weather, please make sure you determine that prior to safety, or you can stay at camp. Please make sure of that. Camp is expected to fill up, so just plan ahead, plan accordingly, because sometimes there will be days that will fill up and then you're unable to re-register and reschedule for another day. So just know that that does happen as you're planning this event. So just plan for the weather. We'll still have fun. We have a lot of fun at other indoor activities. We bring Gaga Ball indoors. We bring other things that are just fun and engaging for the kids. So just know that we'll still have a fun program. We're going to get into the program activities now for camp. So we're going to go through each of the stations, and so you kind of know what each of the stations are at camp. So this next section is going to be just about that. Our 2024 theme this year, if you've been reading the leader's guide, if you've already read it, is the search for Bigfoot. So each year we have a theme. This year's theme is this theme. So our wonderful furry forest friend is going to be coming to camp, Tracy. He's going to be hiding around camp, and so we're going to have some little fun with that. So everything is Bigfoot themed, including the stations, activities, things in the training posts, etc. So everything will involve around that. As well as Camp Tracy, we've kind of renamed Camp Tracy for our furry friend to Bigfoot's Hideaway Oasis. So like I said, everything is about Bigfoot. It's his little oasis that he's going to stay at camp for a little while, and you might actually get to see Bigfoot at camp. So our first activity station is Bigfoot's Mythical Arrows. He named it himself. All these stations he did. So our Mythical Arrows is our archery range where the kids will practice their archery skills or learn how to do archery for the first time. So we're going to have a lot of fun practicing their shooting arrows. So lots of fun there. Our next one is Bigfoot's BB Blasters. So this is our BB range where kids will practice using our BB guns. We'll practice target shooting again. and shooting wonderful fun targets at our BB range. So practicing those aiming skills and just those things that will just kind of more fun for practicing their shooting sports skills and abilities. Our next thing is our Bigfoot's Rock Face Realm. Odd name, but that's what Bigfoot decided to call our climbing wall. We have our climbing wall and our bouldering wall. Kids will get to experience both walls where they will practice their climbing skills, their bouldering skills, so going up and down, left and right. So practicing those skills on a flat vertical wall. Our next one is Bigfoot's Squatch Stop. This is our trading post. We have lots of goodies, lots of toys, lots of knickknacks, souvenirs, drinks, candy, you name it. We have a lot of fun stuff in our trading posts. Just to remember your fun times and experiences at camp. Prices range between like a nickel, 25 cents, up to $20. Most expensive ones are mainly our clothing items, but they are fun. Everything is fun in at Camp Tracy, including our fun trading post stuff. So just remember that, like I said, bring money for the trading post. We have lots of goodies and toys for those kiddos to remember something from Camp Tracy. Our next one is Bigfoot Smashdown Games. We have, which is our Gaga Pit. If you've been to Camp Tracy before, Gaga Ball is a fun, energetic, high energy game. Excuse me, where you're playing basically dodgeball in a ring, and it's everyone against everyone, and you pass the ball, you bounce the ball, hit the ball, and try to get everybody out. Last person standing wins. So we have Gaga Ball. New this year, we're actually also going to including in that station, so you can play Gaga Ball, but we're also going to have Human Foosball. We're going to have our own Human Foosball arena. So if you've played foosball before, you might have to, for those old generations who played foosball, it's kind of a classic game. You might have to educate those young kids on what foosball is, unless they already know what it is. So Human Foosball, that's going to be fun. You can play that activity. We're going to have those two things that you can choose from, or you could do both, however you want it. So more fun activities there. Next thing is our paddling lagoon, which is our waterfront. You'll get to learn about how to safely paddle a boat and be able to go out on the lake, paddle a boat, and we have some fun water games, having a bunch of ball pit balls over the lake, trying to get as many as they can. Most persons that gather most balls of those ball pit balls will be the first winner. But there's other fun activities that they will do at the waterfront, practicing their watering skills, paddling skills, just to have fun on our lake. Just be careful, you might get a little wet because it is on a lake, and sometimes we just know that. So just be aware of that. The lake is just one of the fun activities at Camp Tracy, paddling and just be on our lake. And now lastly, the last station is our Seeker Safari, or Bigfoot Seeker Safari, is our nature trail. This year we're adding something new. We're adding technology to our nature experience. So we'll be using an app called Seek. It's by iNaturalist. It allows you on your phone to go around and take a picture of a plant or an animal, and it'll identify it for you. It'll tell you about its history, it'll tell you about that plant, and all the information you need for it. The good thing about this app is that when you download it, it has all the database with it, and it's free, as well as you do not need Wi-Fi or cell data to be able to use the app. So we're going to include that. So please be sure to download the app prior to camp. That will make sure that we have everyone can participate and be able to take pictures. So you can give when your kids take pictures of plants, have fun identifying the plant and knowing what that plant is. We'll have a demonstration how to use it, and then we'll let the kids go out and find as many plants to identify as much as possible. So this is a wonderful opportunity to be able to be outdoors and use technology in the outdoors. So please download the app. We ask you please do it because we'll have our staff member with his or hers her tablet or phone kind of demonstrating it, but we also want the kids to participate rather than just us kind of demonstrating. We want the kids to participate, go identify it, have fun experience identifying plants. So plants, animals, things that they see in nature. So please know that. Please download the app. You can download on Google Play or the App Store. Again, it's free and it's a fun experience. So if you're out outdoors, anywhere, you can. If you do not know what a plant is, it's easy. And there's also kind of a game with it. More plants, more animals that you identify, you get some your badges on the app. It's kind of fun. So if you've done like geocaching before, that you get little prizes or whatever, there's that too. So look into that. Please do download it so the kids experience it at camp. Also, our last little thing at Camp Tracy is that, like I said, our little furry friend is visiting camp. However, he's left us a little mystery. So you might not see at camp, but like I said, our theme this year is a search for Bigfoot. So we got to find Bigfoot, or he's left us a mystery about him, or variety of things. This is Bigfoot here we're talking about. He's providing this fun experience for us. So what you're going to do at each of the stations is there's a clue or a puzzle or a challenge that you have to do at each station to get a certain letter, or however we decide to plan it out. You're going to get a clue at each station, and you're going to just you're going to get a clue, and that clue is going to help you solve this mystery that he left you with, this question, whatever he's left us with. At the end of the day, you're going to solve that mystery, and the groups that receive the groups that solve it will get a prize at the end of the day. So just know that it's another sort of fun little thing. So like I said, please be engaging. Please excite the kids about the search for Bigfoot. There's some challenges and some quizzes just to help with this theme of searching for Bigfoot. So there's a mystery at camp. Will you solve it? These next sections we're gonna now talk about a little bit more about for the Cub Scout groups and the Webelos groups. So first things first, for the Cub Scout program, if you are fully aware that there's a new Cub Scout program this year, as it's been revamped, edited around a little bit. So in part with that, we have this adventures guide. If you've been at Camp Tracy before, we have all the requirements of each of the ranks that the kids will be completing at camp. We've gone through all the requirements, everything about the new Cub Scout program. So then went through and adjusted our adventures guide. So please look at the adventures guide. It is in the leaders guide. You scroll down, it's by the camp schedule, the map, everything. It's right down there at the bottom of the leaders guide. And you can go through and see what requirements that each station will be completing at those areas. New as well is the new shooting sports electives. So shooting sports will have requirements as well for the Cub Scouts who will be participating in those things. So there's electives that we'll be completing at camp. So please look those up. The wording, if you read the wording and it looks a little off from the books, the requirements that you have, the new sheet that you have, it is basically general. It's very close to the best we can. Some of the rank requirements basically are same thing in each rank. So we just kind of grouped them all together. So it's pretty general for those things. But overall, it's the same requirements they will be completing with the new program. So just know that. We're going to talk about the Webelos Family Adventure now. If you are coming for the Webelos Overnighter in June, this information is all for you. So just like the program schedule, I presented to you with the rotation schedules and everything, that you come basically to that part of day camp, go through all the activities again, go through all those activities, and then after the last activity station, instead of having a flag ceremony, there'll be free time. So this is when our areas will open up. So you guys can go back to all the activities that you want to go participate. Go back on the lake. You can go play Gaga Ball. You can do whatever you want, but also set up your campsite for that evening. So you'll get your campsite set up, free time, and after free time, we'll have our Tracy relay, which is our relay obstacle course kind of activity, where they have to go do certain activities, certain stations, and be able to complete this race in a certain amount of time. The fastest group that does it wins. So and there's a little prize for that. We'll have our evening flag ceremony, then we'll have dinner. Um, and then prior to our campfire program, there is an honor trail if your group wishes to go on the honor trail. If you do not know what an honor trail is, the honor trail is a reverent trail where you go on this trail and it's more of inspiration. You'll hear some stories based on either the scout oath and law. So it's the most reverent part of camp that you can go on, and that happens in that time between dinner and then getting ready for their campfire program. And then we'll have our campfire program, which is just fun skits, things performed by the staff, and we just have some fun things just to have fun. After the campfire program, we'll have s'more makings. The camp will provide some s'mores, and we'll have you just gotta go make sure if you're just make sure you have sticks with you to be able to put on your marshmallow and cook your marshmallow. So we'll try to have some sticks provided, but please plan and bring in like hot dog sticks or marshmallow sticks with you with your stuff if you want to participate in the sports. And then, weather permitting, there's an astronomy that night. Saturday morning, we'll have breakfast, and then we're gonna have our day hike. So we'll go on a little hike. Camp, they're not very. It's not gonna be very long. Just a good little hike, just to explore the area right in Mill Creek Canyon, and then you'll come back to camp. Then there's checkout. You'll break your camp, and you go home. The overnighter meals, lunch for the Friday is provided by your unit. So just like I said about talking about the sack lunch, you'll provide that. Friday dinner, we're gonna have hamburgers and fries, and then Saturday breakfast we'll have breakfast burritos. So those two meals, dinner and breakfast, will happen in our dining facility. So just know that as well, just that way you get a heads up of what the meal is going to be like, and knowing that if you have anybody in your group that needs like food substitutions, um, or any dietary needs that like they can't have gluten, so they can't have the bread of the bun or anything like that, we need to know so that when we are ordering the food, we can make sure we can have an alternative piece of food or a substitution for that. Um, when you go to the website, on the right-hand side, there's some Camp Tracy resources, just other links. There's one called Dietary Needs at Camp. It'll take you to this form or to this website right here. Same thing. You'll fill out that form, basically describing what the dietary need or allergy is, and if there's any substitutions as well. Look in the leader's guide for the Webelos overnighter, and I'll show you the menu, what we'll be providing for that meal. If there's things that we need to substitute, please fill that out. Or otherwise, you are more than welcome to bring your own substitutions for the meal. That is up to you, for whoever needs it. If we are unable to provide those things, or unless there's something very special that we can't really find at a grocery store, please bring it just in case. Next thing about campsites is as you're at 2 o'clock on the Friday. This is just before the last activities rotation's over. The gate 7, which is our last gate east, which is our entrance to our campsites, that will open at 2 o'clock. All the campsites are first come, first serve. So please, when you get to camp, just kind of scout out where you want your campground to be. Each of the sites are not really marked. We'll do our best to mark them to help you identify those, but just be aware they're first come, first serve. If you're a small group, please share with another small group. As some of the areas may be big enough, but also there's also smaller areas as well. Please be courteous of others while you're setting up your site, as well as in the evening and the evening times. Just be respectful for each other. Just follow the Scout law as you are enjoying your evening that night. Please don't overcrowd the crowd or block the roadways, especially on the main road that's coming up the canyon. Once the gate is open, that gate will open, so please do not park your car or anything prior to that time, as it just, with how windy the roads are, it's a safety concern. So please wait till after 2 o'clock to get your vehicle and then go up and then go and find a camping area. And then when you're in camp, The road is very narrow, so please get off the side as much as you can. Unload your gear and then return your vehicle back to the parking area. So that way the road is clear for other vehicles to come in and load their gear as well. Final things. This is for all the groups. This is for everybody who is coming to camp. So these are the last final things I want you to just kind of cover as well, and just last minute information you probably shouldn't that you really need to know. First off, the law of the camp. We follow the standards of the Scout Oath and Law. If you do not know the Scout Oath and Law, it's the virtues and values that we as Scouters live by. We also honor and live the values of the primary virtues with our religious groups. So they all kind of intertwine. They're all very parallel. Um, it's very positive, very engaging to live these values in our lives and just providing a positive experience at camp. So we encourage people who come to camp to provide this positive, kind, friendly, and fun environment at camp and invite everyone to participate with that. Kids can notice when there's negativity or there's stress at camp. They are very good at it, very good at it. So please know that. Um, we just want to make sure that everyone is having a wonderful, fun time, safe time at camp. So please follow these standards. We'll do our best to provide this experience as well. Part of that experience is from you and making sure you're helping us provide this good experience. We strive to do our best. Like I said, a fun, safe camp experience for the youth. If you have any comments, recommendations, or suggestions to help improve our program for the future, please abide these positive standards and virtues. If you see an improvement, like, hey, this activization could have gone well if you did this. Give us a suggestion. That will help us. That's better than saying, oh, this activity was awful. That doesn't help us to improve. So please, if you have any comments, recommendations, suggestions, please abide these positive standards and virtues. Give us suggestions, help us improve, because we're always trying to improve and find better practices and performing our program in better ways. And so everyone who comes to camp in the future can have a fun, great experience. So please know that. And we love those suggestions. I mean, we love the help because sometimes we don't see everything. You might see some things, might some new ideas. We would love those ideas. Please let us know. And that should help, and that will help us in future planning, preparing for our activities for camp the next summer and the next summer after that. Last couple things. Stay up to date. Please visit the website. Everything that we'll be sending out is on this website. So utahscouts.org/Tracy. Please go there. That's where the main hub of all the information is. If there's things that come up, that's the first place it'll be posted. Please go to that website. Has all the resources you need. Go there. And then that's the same website you will go to adjust your registration from a login that will get you ready for camp. Other thing is, please check your email. I will be sending, as well as the council will be sending periodic emails between now and camp. So when those emails come, we'll just share you some information about you, what to prepare for. Just a reminder to make sure you get your numbers accurate and on your registration. If you haven't paid your balance yet, it will remind you about that. As camp gets closer, I will be sending emails about any last minute updates or about the weather, like I said, just and a few reminders just to get you ready for camp. So please check your emails periodically so that way you're prepared for camp. Sometimes there's something that happens at camp, such as we have to change the parking location. So we have to go from one parking to another one. I will let you know that. Anything that I need to let you know about, I will quickly send an email out to you. That's the best way to get the information out with the most information on one send post for me. So please check your email, whether it's on your phone, online. Please check that. So that's basically the video of for your pre-camp preparations for Camp Tracy. So thank you for choosing Camp Tracy for your summer adventure this summer. Again, if you have any questions or anything about the program that you need help with, please feel free to contact me or contact the council office. Here's their information, the program.office@scouting.org. That's the email. Or you can call the service desk at their number. They are glad to help you, especially with registration, because they are wizards and at helping with the registration because they know the system pretty very well. So, and then again, the website right there. Please use these resources to help you. Please plan ahead. Um, Again, as things get closer, please check your email. That way we can send more information out as we go. But thanks again, and hope to see you at camp.